Welcome to Confessions of a Workaholic, where we share the untold success secrets of fearless female entrepreneurs who are obsessed with success. Shout out to everybody tuning in to Confessions on iTunes, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, and of course, Google Play Music. Gotta shout out to all the people who are watching on YouTube. If you didn't know that I do my solo episodes, not only audio, but I also upload videos, you are like out of the loop. So you definitely got to make sure you are tuning in online as well as from your phone. Now, if I had a singing voice, I would bless y'all with a happy birthday song right now, but I'm not going to do that to y'all because I definitely have a struggle voice that only belongs in the shower. But I'm super duper excited. I'm honored. I feel so blessed to be celebrating the third birthday of my Confessions of a Workaholic podcast. By the time you hear this episode, we will be past our birthday. March 24th is our actual birthday, and I am so excited to be recording episode 46. And not just to be recording episode 46, but to get all of the amazing feedback and to read your reviews and to hear about how you all are listening to these episodes on your way to work so you could just make it through the day. Some of y'all are going out into your car on your lunch break, listening to it to get a little dose of inspiration, a little bit of encouragement. And that is honestly exactly what I created this podcast platform for. So shout out to all of my loyal listeners. I literally could not do this without you. And I am so thankful for all of your support. So got to start out with just a quick happy birthday to Confessions. And shout out to Patrice Washington, who believed in the vision before there was a vision, right? She was the very first person who agreed to let me interview her for my podcast. And if y'all missed the very first episode, like, we started Confessions on such a high note. Patrice set the bar so high that it was so hard to top her interview. I don't know if we ever did top her interview, but I know that we have just been blessed to be able to speak to so many self-made millionaires, so many best-selling authors. We had real estate tycoons on the show. We got PR experts on the show. So many amazing people. So if you are new to Confessions, definitely make sure you go back and replay some of those past episodes because they are all amazing and you are absolutely positively going to be inspired and encouraged and empowered after listening. Now, if you enjoy these episodes, then you are absolutely going to have the time of your life at Work, Pray, Slay. This is like a little warm up, but Work, Pray, Slay weekend is the party, okay? There is literally no other conference out there like Work, Pray, Slay weekend. Nobody else does it like we do it. Nobody else is presenting the variety of topics that we're presenting, from relationship readiness to budgeting your bank account, to balancing your home life and your work life, to taking off that boss hat and putting on, your bride hat, right? Balancing being a boss and being a wife. We're talking about creating your business. We are talking about building your finances, creating financial freedom. Literally from Thursday to Sunday, you are going to be inspired, empowered, encouraged, motivated, and you are going to have a damn good time. Now, early bird passes are still on sale, but we only have 20 VIP passes left. VIP always sells out first. I warned y'all the day we open up registration to go ahead and get your pass if you plan on attending. But I just got to tell y'all again, this event is going to sell out, and I want to make sure that you are in the building, okay? Because I absolutely love being able to connect with you all in real life. The podcast is cool. The gram is cool, but being able to reach out and touch you and connect with you, there's nothing like meeting in person. So definitely make sure you log on to WorkPraySlay.com so that you can make your plans to attend. And this year, I'm always excited about Work, Pray, Slay because this is literally my baby. I'm always excited about it. But this year, I'm even more excited because we have literally upgraded our programming. We've upgraded our event team. We have upgraded our venue. And We've even upgraded our pass options. So for the first time ever, we have a platinum pass, which is literally your opportunity to get up close and personal with your girl. So if you are looking for some serious strategy, if you want to get some real feedback and some real resources on how you can increase your income in 2018 and beyond, then you definitely want to make sure you check out that Platinum Pass, because it's going to give you access to an entire day that nobody else gets access to. This year, we are presenting a 4-day conference instead of a 3-day conference. We've added Thursdays, 4-hour income creation intensive. So this is like a step above. This is for that boss babe who knows that she needs more than just the general sessions. She knows that she wants some real strategy, some practical tips and tricks and tools and tactics that she can walk away from the weekend with and go back and apply into her business. So if that sounds like you, definitely make sure you check out the Platinum Pass option for Work, Pray, Slay weekend. And then the other announcement that I wanted to share before we get into today's topic is that I recently released a brand new passive income guide. So I'm all about multiple streams of income. If you follow me on Instagram, I'm always talking about how entrepreneurship may not be for everyone, but multiple streams of income absolutely is. It's not, a luxury. It's absolutely a necessity. So I created a guide where I'm sharing with you my strategies for making passive income. In 2017, I was able to make over $120,000 in passive income. And so I literally created a guide to show you how I did it and how you can do it too. So you can download that free guide. It's available at the link in my Instagram bio. I will also put the link on the podcast page as well so that you can find it. But it's entitled Wealth Without Work. I'm going to show you how to create massive passive wealth. So definitely make sure you get your copy of that as well. All right, I'm putting my little church bulletin away. Those are all of my announcements for the week. It's time to get into this thing. And I love to start off my solo episodes with a little get your mind right moment. A lot of you have read my first book, Work 101, Get Your Life Together Guide. And so this is kind of like a little snippet, a little takeaway from that, a get your mind right moment. So this week's get your mind right moment is this. Y'all got to stop being so easily impressed. That's it. You got to stop being so easily impressed. I literally have kind of, I make myself proud by how not easily impressed I am. And this especially came in handy for me when I was dating. Y'all know I got a man now, so I'm not on the single scene anymore. But when I was single, I saved myself so much time, so much heartache, so much stress. I saved myself so much by not being so easily impressed because I didn't let a lot of people waste my time. I find that when you are so easily impressed, you tend to also get easily distracted. You're so easily impressed, and sometimes that distracts you from the things that you are meant to be doing because you're focused on what somebody else is doing, right? And so you cannot let the gram impress you so much to the point where it convinces you that everybody else got it going on but you, that everybody else got it except for you. Looks are deceiving and people be lying, all right? So don't get so caught up in what it seems like everybody else has to the point where it makes you feel like you don't have enough, all right? You haven't gotten what God has for you, maybe because you're settling for what you can get you. Some of us are so easily impressed by what other people have that we start to feel like all we need is what they got. We'll be good if we can get what they get. And so we go out wasting our time, wasting our money, wasting our energy, trying to make things happen, trying to get this little bit that we see everybody else has, instead of being patient, instead of trusting the process, instead of not being so easily impressed by this little bit that you are distracted from what God has for you. God might be standing in front of you, literally handing over all of the things that he has for you, but you are so busy being distracted by what other people have. You're so busy being easily impressed by what other people have or by what other people are telling you that they can do for you, right? And when you are too easily impressed, people find it real easy to waste your time. When you are too easily impressed, people can convince you that they can do more for you than you can do for yourself. Some of us get so caught up in what other people have that we end up wasting time trying to figure out how we can get that instead of just trying to go after what God has for us. And so this week, I want to encourage you to stop being so easily impressed and to instead focus on becoming your best self. Keep your eyes on your own prize and impress yourself. Don't spend time trying to chase behind what somebody else has. Don't spend time trying to beg somebody for what you think they can do for you. Instead, go after God. Chase your own purpose. Keep your eyes on your prize. Stop being willing to settle for so little when God has so much. All right? So get your mind right. Stop being so easily impressed. Stop believing that everybody got it but you. And instead, trust the process. Trust God. Have faith that what is for you will find you. And you do not have to beg, borrow, steal, or hustle anybody out of what they got. All right? So that's my first little piece of advice for this week. Get your mind right. Stop being so easily impressed. God has something so big, so bright, so beautiful, so many blessings for you, but you got to keep your eyes on your own prize. All right? Now, this week's topic is one that is near and dear to my heart because I understand the power of your people, right? So this week's topic is teamwork makes the dream work. I've talked to you all a whole lot about purging, right? About how 2017 was a year of transition for me, how I had to let a lot of people and a lot of things that I was comfortable with, I had to let it go. But I can't talk about purging people without being thankful for the people who held me down throughout the purge, all right? Because there were people, everybody didn't get purged, right? There were some people who stuck around. There were some people who were meant to be here. And two of the people, Lily and LB, who y'all always see me with on Instagram, who y'all always hear me talking about, they have literally been holding me down for so long that I decided it was time to dedicate an entire episode to my dream team. Not just, talking to you all about my specific dream team and how they hold me down and how they are such a blessing, but also talking to you all about how you can create your own dream team. Even if you feel like you don't have one yet, even if you feel like there are people in your life right now who are holding you down, this episode is meant to share 4 things that you can do, 4 ways that you can set yourself up for success when it comes to creating your dream team. Now, your dream team are the people who believe in your dream, the people who see your vision, and the people who hold you accountable for being your best self. They are the people who you can turn to when you need support, who you can turn to when you need feedback, who you can run an idea by, right? And people ask me all the time, like, where did you get these people? How did you get them, right? Because we work so well together. We just go together. All right. Our energy it just works. And I truly, truly believe that God gifted them to me. Like, the law of attraction is so real. We work so well together. We can literally finish each other's sentences. And I know that I attracted them by being 100% authentically me. Did y'all catch that? I attracted them by being 100% authentically me. So you have to understand that you can attract people into your life and you can attract business besties into your business, but you're not going to attract the right people until you get yourself together, until you are putting out what you want to receive back. The law of attraction is really real, and there is so much power in your energy, just in the energy that you bring to the world, in the energy that you bring into the room. That's going to attract people once you walk into that room. And there is so much power in your people. In episode 1 with Patrice C. Washington, she mentioned how there's always someone watching with the power to bless you, but you got to put yourself in position. So if I was not in position to even be ready for this dream team, there's no way I would have attracted them. And we've grown, we've learned together, we've evolved together. So there's no way I was back in 2012 the same person that I am in 2018. But I was still 100% of me. I was 100% of the version that I was then, just like I'm 100% of who I am today. All right. And that's what attracted these people. That's what led them to me. That's what made them want to work with me. And so, of course, I have an acronym this week for how your teamwork is going to make your dream work. Our acronym, our 4-step acronym is for the word team. All right. So the first step in understanding how teamwork makes the dream work, before you go out trying to position yourself for a team, before you go out trying to attract a team to you, you have to take time to ensure that you are your own star player. You got to start there. You have to start with yourself, because it's not about depending on anyone else. It's not about hiring people to do work for you. There's no excuse not to know everything that you need to know. There's no excuse not to do the research, not to invest, not to improve yourself. You are your own biggest asset. You are your own best investment. And so you cannot run out trying to find somebody else to depend on, trying to find this dream team to depend on. You first have to be sure, 100% sure, that you can depend on yourself. Winners want to work with people who are already winning. So my team did not want to work with a loser, right? They didn't want to join a losing team. They wanted to be a part of a winning team. People have to see your value, but first you got to have some value, right? And so it's not about finding people that you can depend on. It's about first realizing that you can depend on yourself. It's about first being your own star player. And so you got to know, what are you bringing to the table? What do you have to offer? Are you even clear about what table you need to be at? Some of us are so quick to pull up a seat, but we're trying to sit at the wrong table. We aren't even aware of what we need, right? And so you have to take time before you go out trying to recruit a team. You got to take time to ensure that you are your own star player. Make sure you are in position to be self-sufficient, but also understand your weaknesses, understand your areas of growth, understand that nobody is perfect, right? Nobody is perfect, but you have to bring something to the table. And you have to understand what you're bringing to the table, what table you need to be at, and who you want to sit with when you come up to that table. So you got to be self-sufficient enough to be able to depend on yourself, but also recognize your areas of growth where other people can make up for it. All right. So teamwork absolutely makes the dream work, but first you have to take time to ensure that you are your own star player. Otherwise, you will fall into the trap of depending on somebody else. Yes, I love my dream team, but my business could still boom if they're busy. Right? If they're not able to pick up my call to give me some feedback, I can still depend on myself to get the job done. All right. So number one, you have to take time to ensure that you are your own star player. You cannot depend on anybody else to do what needs to be done. Yes, you need support. Yes, we all need help. Yes, we all need assistance, but you cannot depend on anyone else to do what you are not capable of doing. Number one, take time to ensure that you're your own star player. Number two, environment is everything. Environment is absolutely everything. Survey your circle. Survey your circle. And then you have to remove and release anyone and everyone that is no longer adding value. Right? Anybody who is no longer supporting the movement, anybody who no longer supports the mission, anybody who can no longer see the vision, anybody who is no longer on your path, no longer going in the same directions of your dreams. Not to say that, you can't be friendly with them, you can't be cordial with them, but they might not be the right people for your dream team. All right? Sometimes you evolve past someone. Sometimes someone may have started out with you, but now they're no longer on your same path. They no longer see your vision. They're no longer moving in the same direction as you, right? And so that's okay. You don't have to, have any hard feelings, but you definitely have to be willing to choose you over them. At every single stop in the road, you got to be willing to choose you. You have to be willing to choose your vision. You have to be willing to choose your dream. You have to be willing to choose the work that you were put here to do over the comforts of someone else. And so sometimes you got to remove, sometimes you got to release, sometimes you got to let people go, right? But you also got to know your assets. You also have to know who's on your team, who's in your network, who are you already connected to that can be your biggest asset, right? Before you go out trying to build a new dream team, before you go out looking for new people, you got to know who's winning on the team that you already got. Don't overlook the people that you are already connected to, all right? You already got some star players on your squad. You just got to make sure you are making note of them, right? But energy, environment is everything. Energy is also everything because energy is transferable, right? Energy is transferable. And I mean two things by that. Number one, negative energy can literally jump off of somebody onto you if you're not careful, right? So your homegirl, who you love to death, who you've been friends with for years, her negative Nancy energy can literally jump off of her onto you and affect your day, affect your mood, affect your energy, because energy is transferable. And then I also mean energy is transferable in that you attract what you are. So if you are lazy, if you are negative, if you never want to step outside of your comfort zone, if you never want to consider anybody's opinion other than your own, you're going to attract people that are literally exactly like you. If you have no work ethic, if you are always showing up late, if you do not have an investor's mindset, if you don't believe in working for what you want, you're going to attract people who are just like you. That's why we started with number one, which was taking time to ensure that you're your own star player. Take time to make sure you got your own shit together, right? Because if you don't have your shit together, you are going to attract people to you who don't have their shit together either. And all of y'all are going to be struggling trying to get your shit together. Okay? So you definitely have to understand that environment is everything. In order to win, you got to put yourself in a winning environment. So don't be afraid to survey your circle and remove and release anyone who no longer adds value, anyone who is no longer down with the mission, anyone who is no longer on your same path or moving in the direction of your dreams. All right. So number one, take time to ensure you are your own star player. Number two, understand that environment is everything. Number three, you have to assess your needs. You got to be willing to assess your needs. Some of y'all don't even know what you need. You can't get what you need if you don't know what you need. I believe that God can't give you what you want if you don't know what you want. So we just got to start there. Right? You cannot be intentional with your actions. You cannot be intentional with your words if you are unclear about your goals. You can't be intentional with your relationships and your connections if you don't even know what you're working toward. All right? Sometimes just speaking what you want brings things to you. I cannot stress the importance of speaking things into existence. Okay? I cannot tell you how many times I've literally just talked about the things that I want or written down the things that I want to see manifest in my life. And that literally brings them right to me, or it brings me an opportunity to get them. Now, this doesn't mean that you can speak it into existence. I say, I want $1 million and then $1 million falls into my lap. That's not what I mean. What I mean is you can speak on what you want, and then God will reveal an opportunity for you to get it. So you can speak on needing an extra $1,000, and then God will reveal to you a way for you to create that additional income, or God will connect you to an opportunity for you to get that additional income. Doesn't mean you're not going to have to work for it, right? It just means that you speaking it is going to open up the opportunity for you to recognize the opportunity to get what you want. All right. Sometimes half the battle is just showing up, right? Half the battle is just showing up and opening your eyes so that you are aware of what God is blessing you with. Sometimes we've already been blessed. God's already answered our prayers. but we're just so unclear about what we really want that we don't even recognize it. Or we're so unclear about what we want that we don't realize that God has already given us what we need. So you really have to get clear about what you want. You have to put yourself in position to get what you need, right? By being in the right place at the right time. I believe we're always in the right place at the right time if we are clear about what we want. Because sometimes you're in the right place at the right time, talking to the right people, but you are not even clear about what you want, so you can't even make the most of this opportunity. You can't even make the most of this conversation. You can't even make the most of this opportunity because you don't know what you need. So number 3 is to assess your needs, right? Assess your needs. Know what you want. Know what you need so that you can set intentions on how to get it. All right. So number 3, assess your needs. Number 4, after you have taken time to ensure that you're your own star player, after you have surveyed your circle because you understand that environment is everything, after you have assessed your needs so that you are clear about your intentions, now it's time to make new connections. Now it's time to put yourself in position to actually get what you need, right? Set intentions everywhere and with everyone. Everywhere I go, I set an intention for what I want. Every time I meet someone new, I set an intention for what we can do together. Depending on what you are after, you can literally put yourself in position. There are strategic ways for you to put yourself in position to make new connections, right? So you can use Instagram, you can use Twitter, you can use all social media platforms to search hashtags based on what you need. You can use Eventbrite to find events in your area that will allow you to connect with the people that you need to get close to. You can use meetup.com to make new connections, to meet people with common interests, with common goals, with similar spirits, right? You can use Facebook groups to find people with like interests. Conferences are a really great place to connect with like-minded people. Workplace Slay is absolutely Workplace Slay is absolutely a great place to connect with like-spirited and like-minded people who are going in the same direction as you, right? So you want to make sure your new connections are a reflection of where you're going, because your current connections are a reflection of where you've been. So you want to go out intentionally and strategically to create these new connections that are a reflection of where you're going. And you want to make sure that you're doing it in this order, right? You want to make sure you're doing it in this order, getting yourself together before you go out trying to connect with new people, so that you are not the girl that shows up at the table with nothing to offer, so that you're not the girl who misses out on opportunities because they don't even know what they need, so that you're not the girl who shows up, right? Shows up at the right place at the right time, but they don't even know who the right person is to speak to, because they have not gotten clear about what they bring to the table, about what they need from the table, right? So you want to make sure that you're not hustling backwards by doing it in this order, making sure you're your own star player first, checking your environment first, assessing your needs first before going out making new connections, all right? There's so much power in your people. Half the battle is just showing up, ready. You might be showing up, but maybe you're not showing up ready, right? Don't be afraid to ask for help, okay? Don't be afraid to ask people for support. Don't expect to do it all. Don't expect to do it all alone. If you can do it all, I believe you're not doing enough, all right? And so you want to make it a point to put yourself in position and to also pay attention to your connections, because some of us are already connected with our next business partner, our next business bestie, our next client, our next coin. Some of us are just overlooking the things that we've already been blessed with. And so this week, I want to encourage you to put yourself in position to connect with the people that you need to fulfill your life's purpose, all right? Teamwork absolutely makes the dream work. I would not be who I am without my team. And so if anybody understands the power in your people, it is absolutely me. I hope that you are feeling empowered, encouraged, and inspired to live a life that you love. Thank you so much for joining me for episode 46. I can't wait to see y'all at Work, Pray, Slay this November. I love you. See you next week.